Welcome to the EmpowerElle podcast. I'm your host, Vero, and I'm so excited to have you join me on this journey of empowerment and growth. This podcast is designed for ambitious, high-achieving women who are ready to break free from overwhelm and step into their power. Together, we'll explore practical strategies, share inspiring stories, and hear from experts who can help you navigate the challenges of balancing ambition and well-being. Whether you're looking to cultivate confidence, transform your mindset, enhance your leadership skills, or find harmony in your life, this is the place for you. Let's dive in. Welcome to the EmpowerElle podcast. I'm so glad that you are here to learn about something that could shift the way that you lead and live. Today's conversation is all about how to lead with power and authenticity without sacrificing your well-being. So take a deep breath. And let's dive in. So I want to set a goal and an intention for this episode. I want you to walk away from listening or watching this with some tools to avoid burnout, set boundaries, and lead with alignment. This is the key word today, alignment. And these are the same principles that are inside my Aligned and Unstoppable program, which you will hear about as we go. So first, let's describe the real life cost of leading out of alignment. So when you are not aligned, it's really costly on your life, on your career, and on your well-being. It causes stress, self-doubt. You can really lose yourself and don't really know who you are or where you belong in your work and in your life. You will get absolutely exhausted because we can't really live out of alignment for a long time without it catching up to us. You'll probably start doing some people pleasing and your energy will be all over the place. So living out of alignment doesn't just mean that you don't have the perfect job. It really has a big cost on so many aspects of your life, which is why it's so important to get to a place where you actually are aligned. So if you're not familiar with my story, if you are familiar, you'll know that I got to a place in my career where I reached a management position and everything in my personal life was great and it looked like I had the perfect job and everything came crumbling down. I was so out of alignment and I didn't know that back then, that was the cause. I didn't know about the word alignment in your career, but when I look back, I didn't feel like a leader. I didn't know how to handle the pressure. It just didn't feel like me at all. It's like I was putting on this facade and this mask every single day, and it became really draining. So let's touch on 3 big patterns that I see amongst leaders that are not in alignment. So the first is that they are performing leadership instead of embodying it. So when you perform leadership, you're driven by outside appearances, outside expectations. None of it comes from you. and from what you actually want to do. You're just going through the motions and doing the things and checking the boxes that you think are needed for you to look like a good leader so that you can have a promotion, have a raise, or just get to that next step. So, like the title says it, performing leadership, it's really a performance. There's no feelings involved, no vulnerability, no connection with your team and your coworkers. And it feels really heavy and draining. Like no one can put on a performance every single day forever without it impacting you. And the other side of it is embodying leadership. So this is when you are driven by authenticity, by your values. It feels powerful. It feels like you. You actually build trust and connection. And you express who you truly are. So you are not trying to be this completely different person that is this perfect leader. You're actually just trying to be yourself and be a leader that has your qualities and your characteristics. And your team will see that. And when you are yourself with them, they will feel that they can be themselves at work too. Now, the next pattern is reactive leadership. So this is when you are constantly putting out fires instead of actually shaping the direction for your team. So you're just reacting at everything that is coming your way. And your day is really controlled by other people and by their priorities. You're not being proactive. You're not planning. You're just dealing with what comes your way and what gets thrown in your face. You have no sense of control. And that never feels good. And the third pattern that I see is sacrificing yourself to meet expectations. So I don't think this one needs much of an explanation, but it's that feeling of always needing to be available for work. That means that you are not present with your friends or your family. Even if you do take time away from work, your mind is still there. You cannot disconnect. You've given up on your hobbies, on your health, on doing anything fun. So you're just completely losing yourself. And the only aspect that is left is work. And we all need more than just work in our lives. So it's really important to make sure that you don't lose sight of who you are and don't sacrifice yourself for what? For a corporate job that will replace you if you decide to go. So keep that in mind. If you've been nodding along so far, I want you to know that there's another way to do this. And it's the framework that I help you go through in the Aligned and Unstoppable program. Now, there are 6 pillars in the program, but I want to touch on 3 of these pillars today. So the first one that we will touch on is clarity of vision and values. And I've talked about this quite a bit, but when you feel absolutely overwhelmed, you are just going, and you're not taking some time to slow down and See if you're going somewhere that you actually want to go. So clarity is the antidote to overwhelm. When you gain clarity on your vision and your values, it gives you direction on where you actually want to go. So you'll stop just going without thinking. It will give you a map of the things that you actually need to do and the actions that you need to take to get you closer to your vision. So it is so crucial that the first step is to clarify your vision and your values. And that will help to get rid of a lot of the overwhelm that you're feeling. Because when you've taken the time to gain clarity and to make a map and to set a plan, then you just have to take action on that. The overwhelm really is gone because you've done all of the thinking already. So I want you to reflect on this. Think of the last decision that you made that really drained you. And think about if you had your values front and center on that decision. Would that have changed the decision that you made? You can pause me and reflect on that. I want to share about when I actually sat down to determine my vision and my values. I was at a point where I was working full-time in my corporate job, and I knew that I needed to make a change. I had started to map out this business. I knew that I wanted to do something in the world of empowering women and helping them to get the success that they want without sacrificing their well-being. And as I was starting to think about what that would look like, and I mapped out my own vision and values, I realized that my corporate job was not aligned one bit with the life that I had wanted. Now, a part of me definitely wished that I had done that sooner and maybe hadn't gone through every exam, every test, every promotion, every moment that broke me down. But at the same time, I wouldn't have this passion if I hadn't gone through all of that. So I actually chose to look at it as, now I know where I want to go. And it just reinforced exactly my message and exactly how I want to help all of you. Now, I also don't want to scare you. Maybe that you will determine your vision and your values, and you'll see that it's not all that different from where you are. That maybe there's a few little tweaks that you want to do and a few things that you can improve on and you can change. But it doesn't mean that you have to burn everything down. Let's look at the second pillar that I want to talk about today, which is emotional resilience and presence. Let's start with emotional resilience. What does that even mean? We hear about it a lot, and it's such a buzzword, but what does that actually mean to you? So to me, emotional resilience is the ability to face challenges, face difficult situations without it completely destroying you. If we're honest, we're not going to live a life where nothing difficult happens. And we wouldn't want that life anyway, because without any of the lows, you won't feel any of the highs. So you do have to go through these challenges, but you don't want it to completely destroy who you are, to make it lose yourself completely. You want to be able to still hold yourself and still think rationally through these challenges and these difficult times. Now, it also doesn't mean to not feel how stressful and difficult that is. The feelings are really important. You don't want to shut them down and to ignore them because they will come out at some point. So for me, emotional resilience is facing a difficult scenario, still feeling the feelings, but not letting it destroy you, and being able to think and act rationally in order to get you through that difficult period. So there's a lot of ways to do this. I think one of the most important one is to notice the feelings, to have pauses when these difficult scenarios and these feelings comes up so that you can really plan a way forward and you can reframe the negative thoughts. Doing some breathing is also really helpful when you need something quick in the middle of the day. And then let's also talk about presence. So presence gives you the space to feel if you're in alignment. So I've talked about alignment a lot, and it's something that I will keep talking about a lot. But if you're not present and you're just doing all the things, you won't know if you're in alignment. Presence gives you the opportunity to slow down and to reflect and to adjust if you need to. It helps you to build trust in yourself. Okay, let's look at the third pillar that we will discuss today, and it is leading with impact and not hustle. So we want to shift from doing it all to leading with intention. Okay, first of all, you don't have to do it all. There's people around you that can help you. You probably have coworkers, have a team. In your personal life, you might have a spouse or kids or your parents or siblings. And if you really are going to tell me that you have no one around you, then there's things that you don't need to be doing. You can delete some things that are not actually important. And instead, move to being intentional. So when you are intentional, it allows you to determine if your action is in line with your vision. So why are you doing what you're doing? What is it bringing you? Is it getting you closer to the life that you want? Is it a step that you need to take to get to the next big step? But make sure that it's aligned with your vision and your values and it's intentional. Now, another part of leading with impact and not hustle is the ripple effect that you have on your team. So your well-being impacts your team's well-being. Now, you might be the leader who wants their team to take care of themselves and wants them to not burn out and wants them to be healthy and to love the work that they do and to have fun outside of work and to have boundaries. But in order to do that, you are taking all of it on your back so that your team can have their well-being. That is not going to help them. You need to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. You need to show them how you can take care of your well-being while being a high performer. And then they'll see that it's possible and that it's okay. And they will want to do the same. Like you've probably heard this often, but be the change that you want to see in the world. If you are in an environment where hustle and accomplishment and burnout is glorified, be the change. Be the person who doesn't overdo it, who can achieve while still taking care of themselves and while still having a personal life that you actually enjoy. So, in order to do that, you're going to have to set boundaries and say no to things. But it's so important. Like I mentioned, your team is looking at you. And if you want your team to be well, then you have to be the first one to be well yourself. I know that for me, I used to not want to delegate at all. I wanted to make sure that my team felt great, which means that I was going to take on everything myself. But when I started to delegate, I noticed that it made such a big difference and such an impact, not just for me, but for them. So it obviously freed up some time for me, but it allowed my team to learn new things, to feel empowered, to be accountable. It helps them reach their career goals and reach that next position and earn that promotion. And without that extra accountability and responsibility, they get stuck where they are for a lot longer. So by helping yourself, you actually are helping your team. So let's see how these 3 pillars are connected to creating sustainable success. It's all good that you might reach the success that you want, but how can you keep living that life and keep enjoying that success in a way that actually feels sustainable? So for it to be sustainable, you do need clarity. You do need to be aligned with your vision and your values. You do need to be emotionally resilient. You do need to be present so that you can keep enjoying the moment and evaluating and adjusting in line with your alignment. You need to be impactful and to be well so that your team can also do the same. And that will all bring you to a place of success that feels like you and that you're actually able to sustain it and to keep going. So I invite you to do another reflection. Where in your leadership do you need more clarity, resilience, or intentional impact right now? If you need to pause me, go ahead. I'll be here when you click play again. But really think about it and pick one thing to practice this week and notice the shift that it's making. And send me a DM, share it with me. I want to know what you are going to change this week and the impact that it's having on you. So if you're listening to this and thinking, this is exactly what I need, then I created something so exciting for you. It is the Aligned and Unstoppable program. It's a 12+ week journey of coaching with 6 pillars. So we've talked about 3 of them today, but the 6 pillars are clarity and vision alignment, strategic goal setting and balanced planning, energy and time management for sustainable success, building leadership presence and emotional resilience, productivity and work-life harmony, and mastering sustainable success and maintaining momentum. It's about leading powerfully without losing yourself. This program will give you accountability through your transformation. You'll be part of a community and participate in coaching sessions where you can debrief, talk, ask questions, connect, be vulnerable. I'm so excited to get this started and to have you in there with me and to see the journey that you will go on and the transformation that you will live. So if you're listening to this episode right when the podcast launches, the program starts shortly, but you'll never miss your chance because there will be multiple cohorts during the year and all of the years to come. So for more information, check out my Instagram at EmpowerElle for all the links and all the information that you need. And feel free to send me a DM. I would absolutely love to chat with you to see what you're currently struggling with and if this program is a good fit for you. I always love to hear from all of you. And before ending the episode, I want to encourage you to really reflect on where you are out of alignment and what your life could look like if you were clear on your vision, on your values, and lived a life that represents that. So keep choosing yourself, your vision, and your values. That is real power. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning into the EmpowerElle podcast. I hope today's episode inspired you and gave you practical insights to help you navigate your journey as an ambitious, high-achieving woman. Remember, every step you take towards building your confidence and embracing your full potential is a step closer to creating the life you truly desire. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on your favorite platform. Your support helps us reach more women who are ready to step into their power and live their best lives. Don't forget to join our community on social media for more resources, tips, and inspiration. Until next time, lead with power and live with wellness. You are unstoppable.